So first off, thank you. I mean, this is, absolutely all respect to Tony. We know what he brings, but if I came here just for this, I mean,
oh my God,
incredibly valuable. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is something, very important for me. And, as I look at Tony's, what are your hierarchy of needs and that type of thing, growth has always been my number one. And so, but it's a tricky thing, growth, because when you're always focused on growth, then
never happy with the present.
Well, yeah, because then, and then you can adjust your definition of growth. And that's what I've been doing. But, looking at those two questions that you're asking yourself when you find yourself, with those thoughts that you don't. So I sometimes get caught up in that number one, where, something useful. So, okay, maybe I'm trying to dissect a situation, or I'm trying to dissect what I could have done better, what I could do better next time, or do I offer an apology, or do I adjust this aspect? And then that becomes a thing that, you can't get out of easily. Mm. And so my question is, when there's so many things that you can do, then how do you let go of that at some point?
Okay, so there are two layers to this question. So I'm going to answer a layer you may not have asked first, if you don't mind me saying. We are taught to be motivated by the negative. It's our schooling system, it's our parenting system, it's everything that we've learned as young children, is go to school so you don't fail in life, okay? Or score a higher score in mathematics so that you don't miss the opportunity to go to university or whatever, okay? We're always telling ourselves to do things so that we avoid the negative. And that's, by the way, again, Tony spoke about that very openly. It's the negativity bias of the brain. The brain doesn't want to talk about anything positive. It just wants to talk about what could go wrong, okay? It captures our attention when we tell our colleagues or employees or whatever, when we tell them, hey, if we don't achieve this, this is going to be the case. We are equally as capable as humans to be motivated by the positive. Okay, to be motivated by the positive allows us to say, I'm going to do this because achieving it is going to be amazing, right? It's not like I am, so to take the concept of growth, growth can be motivated by, I want to grow because now is not good enough, okay? Or it could be, now is amazing, but there is potential for more. So my advice to people is always find a way to motivate yourself with the positive. Love, by the way, as a motivator, is a very positive thing to motivate us with. Now, when it comes to solutions and ideas that we can take in terms of what can I do about it, I tend to. It's not it's not my best field to answer you, but my approach is I tend to do it like a software engineer. Okay, and software engineers never find the right answer. No code I have ever written in my life was perfect. There was never a way to make it perfect, okay? And no code that you've ever used in your life, including things that are highly established like iOS or Android or whatever, is perfect. It's never perfect. What we do as software engineers is what we call, is basically an iterative approach with A/B testing. So we try something and then we modify it and modify it and modify it and modify it. So my normal approach is, I actually allow my brain, if I'm sitting down to solve a problem, I will actually start an egg timer. So a lot of the things I do, I start a timer and I say, within 7 minutes or 10 or 15, depending on the complexity of the problem and the analysis I need to do, I'm going to identify the easiest, most effective solution I can find right now, and I'm going to put that into action, okay? And then I'm going to review again in an hour, in a day, in 5 days, whatever that is, depending on the solution I found, and I'm going to do the process again. Now, most people will tell you that no decision ever will destroy your life. The only thing that will destroy your life is indecision. Okay, so the idea of, I'm going to find something that seems reasonable right now and review it again in a couple of hours' time or in a week's time is a very effective way, because life, as a matter of fact, is always going to make you do this. One of the things I always say is that life and every experience in it is never a journey. You've never walked the same path twice. Do you understand that? Even if you're commuting from home to work every single day, it was never the same path. It always changes. Okay, so the idea is, I will go around, life is a quest. It's not a journey. A quest is, I don't know what's going to happen in an hour's time. So I'm constantly taking one step and then looking left and right and then taking another step and then maybe going back a step and so on. So instead of wasting time trying to look for the perfect solution and the most optimum way of doing anything, just find the best and easiest. Easiest, by the way, is not the means of a perfectionist. Okay. So sometimes we will tell ourselves there is solution A that's going to cost me 100 units of effort and going to get me to 110% units of 110 units of success. And there is solution B that's going to cost me 10% of efforts and going to get me 80% of the way. Okay. That 10% of effort, 80% of the way, even if it's not perfect, it's not 100%, is a much better choice because it saves your effort until you review later and maybe take it to 100%.
So kind of making an agreement with your brain, so to speak. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to think about what is the most reasonable or, solution or, what I can put into practice for next time. But then once that's arrived at, then making the agreement with your brain, okay, I'm off the hook.
Yeah,
I'm off the hook.
We're absolutely going for it. We're going to do it. And we're going to review again in an hour's time if we need to, but it's going to be done right now.
And if it comes back, you just remind
do it better and better
that it's...
Yeah. The only thing I would caution you on this is the emotions of others. So if the decision you're taking is going to affect another, my only ask of you is find a way, put 5 minutes more to deliver what you're going to deliver kindly and lovingly. Okay. By the way, it doesn't matter what you're going to deliver. You can actually go and tell them, we're going to break up with you, or we're going to fire you, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. As long as you do it respectfully, kindly, and lovingly, it's okay. It's a good solution, and you can work on that.